KXLY4 News Morning Sprint is brought to you by Park Gordon Law.
It is 6:52. It's time to get you ready for your Thursday here on the Morning Sprint.
Kelsey Morgan is in studio with some new data just released about this upcoming fire season.
And Mark Peterson says the beautiful spring weather will continue today and into the weekend.
But first, Attorney General William Barr is expected to skip his scheduled hearing before the House Judiciary Committee today. The Attorney General objected to the format of the hearing after Democrats demanded committee lawyers be given time to question him. Barr testified in the Senate yesterday, where he faced questions over his handling of the release of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report. The House Committee's chair, Democrat Jerry Nadler, says today's hearing will go on without Barr.
Well, gusty winds near Yakima caused a bounce house to flip at Zillah High School, injuring several students. One was airlifted with critical injuries. The Zillah School District says the extent of the students' injuries are unknown, but one witness says two girls broke their legs. The Consumer Product Safety Commission estimates more than 17,000 kids suffered bounce house-related injuries in 2013. Mark?
All right, we're starting off extremely mild this morning, sitting at 39 degrees. We do have some gusty winds into the West Plains. Downtown, not so much. It's going to be a continuation of sun and clouds today. We're not going to be in or out of all of them all the time. It continues to make its way over Idaho and into Montana, so just be prepared for that. It's going to be a nice day today. Temperature's going to be about average. Starting off mild into Deer Park at 36, 45 into Moses Lake currently. We're sitting at 39 degrees. And all the weekend in view as we get into it. Low 70s. Bloomsday is going to be amazing. More on your extended forecast coming up.
Well, the National Interagency Fire Center has now released its fire season outlook data for this year. It shows the majority of the country can expect a normal wildfire season, but people who live along the West Coast will be at an even higher fire risk than normal. To get these outlooks, the agency uses a formula that includes drought conditions, precipitation, and the conditions of fire fuel in each region. That data is then compared to a 10-year average. These maps show starting in May, the Washington coast is one of only a few areas in the country with an above normal fire potential. That's because those areas are in a moderate drought right now. But as the summer progresses, the above average fire risk extends up the California coast, across the Washington-Canada border, through Okanagan, Ferry, Stevens, and Pend Oreille counties, and into Kootenai County.
If you live in any of those areas or anywhere wildfires are a concern, the time to prepare is now. Firefighters recommend getting a go kit ready and signing up for evacuation alert. To protect your home, you should focus on what's called the home ignition zone by clearing your yard of any dead and dry winter debris and making some landscaping changes like swapping mulch out for rocks or less flammable material.
Hundreds of people gathered last night in Seattle to remember Sarah Wong, the Seattle Pacific University student who died Saturday in the crane collapse that killed 4 people. Wong's friends describe her as a positive, pure-hearted person and a bright light. Crane experts who watched video of the collapse say it was likely human error that led to the disaster.
Yet another candidate has entered the 2020 presidential race this morning. It's Colorado Senator Michael Bennet. Bennet has represented Colorado since 2009. Before that, he served as superintendent for Denver Public Schools and as chief of staff for then Denver Mayor John Hickenlooper, who is also seeking the Democratic nomination. Bennet is the 7th member of the U.S. Senate seeking to challenge President Trump next year.
Washington State University's medical school will take on more students next year. That's thanks to more funding from the state legislature, which approved $14.4 million. That means the class of future doctors will grow from 60 to 80. The school's research funding is also growing, so much so it plans to add another building to the campus in the coming years.
Pretty exciting weekend in North Idaho because Silverwood opens for the season this Saturday. Remember, tickets this weekend are just $19.88. Also, remember, they are stepping up their entertainment game this year. So make sure you're checking out that magic show and, of course, that pretty special Expedition Silverwood train we showed you earlier. We've got a link to get tickets up at KXLY.com right now.
How does he do that? Coming up next on Good Morning America, the latest on the royal baby watch as we wait for news from Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan. While their due date is top secret, many are expecting baby Sussex to arrive any day now.
Diane Sawyer takes an in-depth look at screen time and parenting in the digital age. Many talk about limiting kids' technology use, but what kind of example do you set for them?
This is not about parent guilting because parents feel so torn, and sometimes we have to get things done.
Watch as this mother and son enter into a lab to show the effects of distracted parenting that you may not notice at home.
Looking ahead now to tomorrow when another piece of the brand new Riverfront Park will be unveiled. Tomorrow, the North Promenade will open, featuring the official return of one of the Expo 74 butterflies. A celebration will be held at 10 a.m. at the corner of Malin and Howard near the Flour Mill. That's just south of the Spokane Arena. Along with the butterfly, these new Riverfront Park letters will be debuted, and the suspension footbridge over the falls will reopen. Light refreshments will be provided for that ribbon cutting.
The record-setting run continues for Jeopardy contestant James Holzhauer. The professional sports bettor with a penchant for unconventional play and big daily doubles won his 20th straight game. His 20-day total now more than $1.5 million. His closest win was just $18. He still has a ways to go to get that first place, though. Ken Jennings won 74 straight games in 2004 with a total earning of nearly $3.2 million.
The Bloomsday Trade Show starts tomorrow. You can stop by the Spokane Convention Center from 11:30 to 8 tomorrow and 9 to 6:30 on Saturday. The show is free and open to anyone. You do not have to be running Bloomsday to go check it out. You'll find a variety of running, health, and fitness-related products and services on display.
The White House is asking Congress for $4.5 billion in emergency border funding. It says the money would be used to address what it calls a dire situation along the border. The request includes $3.3 billion for humanitarian assistance and $1.1 billion for border operations. A senior administration official says the money would not be used to fund any additional miles of border wall.
The weekly event returns to downtown Spokane tomorrow, and we hope you're hungry. Food Truck Fridays were a hit last summer, and they start back up this week. The city will shut a block of downtown Wall Street near the skate ribbon at lunch time every Friday from May to August. This year, a wider variety of food vendors will be there each week, ranging from skewers to mac and cheese to burgers and, of course, ice cream as well. The Food Truck Friday event starts at 11 o'clock each week and goes until 2. There will also be some live music and entertainment.
I'm sort of looking forward to that, really. Today, looking forward to it as well. It's going to be sun and clouds. You can see a little bit of both right in that picture. We're going to have 62 today, 65 Friday. 62 is the average high this time of year, guys. So the weekend is going to be not only the first weekend of May, it's going to be an above-average weekend. Plus, we have a ton of people at Bloomsday. And, of course, the show Friday, Saturday to get in there and get your stuff.
Going to be awesome. Thanks so much, Mark.
All right, right now, GMA.